But I sing under Sarah Schroeder. I mean, it doesn't matter.
No,
I answer the both.
Yeah, you're about. I'll make sure it's great. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Extra Connections. I'm James Lott Jr. I am the JLJ of JLJ Media, which is my company here on the YouTube channels. And of course, if you're listening to us, hello, podcast listeners, we're on every streaming service you can think of in the universe. Well, maybe not the universe, but we're on Apple, we're on Google, we're on Spotify, iHeartRadio, all those places you love to be, listen to your podcast. So if you're listening to this, I appreciate that. Share it with other people. My guest, I'm so excited because this person's having a good month, a good week, a good month, a good year. We like that. Let me tell you what she does. She is an actress. She is a singer. She is a writer. She's also a songwriter. There's a difference. She's a writer and a songwriter. Also a producer and a little film that's just, I don't know, it won a Golden Globe for Best Original Screenplay, and now it's like nominated for like 5 or 6 Oscars, including Best Picture, including that, and one of the songs is nominated too. It also got American Cinema Editor Awards nominations also, I saw that too. The Trial of the Chicago 7 is one thing, so we're going to talk to her. I know she did some modeling too, she's all kinds of stuff. We're going to talk to her about this movie, of course, what's going on, and know a little bit about her because it's all about extra connections. We're going to connect with Sarah Schroeder-Matzkin. How are you, Sarah?
I'm doing fabulous. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
It's my pleasure. My pleasure. So first, I'd like to ask everybody, just because we've been in a strange year, but things seem to be opening up again. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm healthy. The family's healthy. I like to say, stay in the light, and you just go forward. So this year was tough on everybody, but you know what? You just have to go forward and have a positive attitude. That's the way I think about it. And I just knock on wood that things have been pretty good.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. Okay, I mean, we're going to start off with the big thing first and then go backwards. So this film, The Trial of Chicago 7, you are a producer on it. Aaron Sorkin, hello, a name everybody knows.
Amazing.
I mean, big names. Sacha Baron Cohen is in it, who's nominated for an Oscar, Best Supporting Actor. Okay, as a producer, how do you discern projects? Like what one do you go, okay, I'll be part of that? Like, how do you have any criteria, or how's that happen for you?
Well, it's interesting you ask that because we get a lot of scripts, and we're partners with Cross Creek Media. Cross Creek Pictures used to be, now it's Cross Creek Media. And it's interesting because they sent us this script. We did 4 movies this year. So even during COVID, released, I mean, we shot them the year before. But anyway, released those. And when we got The Trial of Chicago 7, and I was actually my husband, Steve Matzkin, who was like, oh, we have to do this one. And I was, my gosh, Steve, we've already got 3, and are we going to do another one? And of course, when it was Aaron Sorkin and, Tyler Thompson, who was the main producer, and Mark Platt. I mean, when you have that kind of talent, you got Sacha Baron Cohen. I mean, you got the cast, Frank Langella. Yeah. He was amazing. You don't say no.
No.
So my husband was like, we should do it. And I'm like, after like one conversation, he was like, convinced me. And his name's Steve Matzkin.
Yeah, no, that's hey, Steve. No, completely. I totally understand that. I completely understand. I mean, it's the film was wonderful, and I saw it. So it's one of the things I happen to see it. It was really good. But
it's incredible. And the script, when I read the script, I was like, hello, true story, very timely. Yes. I mean, it was just, It was amazing.
Very timely. It was 1968, the year I was born, actually. Close to that, but it's very interesting. The things that happen in the past sometimes happen again and happen in similar ways, and we have different face to them or different players.
Yes, history repeats itself.
Exactly. Exactly. So it must have been okay. So tell me about how doing film. You don't just wake up and do a film. It's like, I mean, there's a lot that goes into pre-production and making the deals happen and all that. And how long did it take for this from getting the scripts and going okay to actual airing?
Well, I know Aaron had the script and pitched it around for a long time. So on this one, we were not in it at the very beginning. It was more Tyler and Aaron, and then he brought in DreamWorks, and Steven and Tyler worked a deal. So we came in a little later. We were actually partners with Cross Creek in their general partnership fund. So we get to pick and choose which ones we want to be involved with, which is lovely. And they're an amazing family. They're just amazing people. So we got involved with them about 6 years ago.
Okay.
And so we've been doing different projects with them. So on this particular one, we didn't get involved until a little later on, where it was DreamsWorks was coming on and we were ready to go. The thing that's interesting about this, and the part that we played in, we had a big part in, is when we were going to decide if we're going into theaters during COVID.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so that's when Tyler and everybody got together, Timmy and Steve, my husband, and everybody just talked about it. Do you want to go into theaters? And we kind of looked at Tenet, and they led the way, and then they kind of went into theaters, and we said, you know what? We're not going into theaters. People are not going to go to theaters at this moment. And that was the best decision. We went direct to streaming, Netflix. It was a great release.
Yes.
Yeah. And not to get into too much of the business stuff, but then you don't have a lot of P&A, in front of you. And that always costs money. So I think that was a really good decision. And that was part of the reason Steve and I were really happy that they didn't do that. Because when we went in, we didn't know. We were like still maybe going into theaters. And
I remember that. Yeah. I remember that.
Yeah. So I think Tyler and everybody on the board made a good choice.
I agree. That's why I saw it. I saw it online streaming. I mean, that was a strange thing too. Like these big movie releases had to think about that. Like, where do we put it? Because I know later on of the year, the drive-ins started happening. But early on, that wasn't even happening either. Everything just kind of like, that was it. And I feel bad. I love the theater experience.
Me too. Hello.
I know. Hello. I know.
Yeah. I mean, the popcorn, you sit back.
For me, it's the Raisinets. I get the Raisinets. But yes, I miss the big screen, hearing the surround sound. I mean, I got a big TV right here. I got a nice, but not the same thing.
No, you've got a nice setup, but when you go to the theater, I don't know, you've got your ticket. I'm with you. I miss it too. I miss it dearly.
I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully returning, and that it'll be kind of nice. It'd be nice to have get that big screen experience that we like, and to get out the house. Just get out the house. I mean, that was the night you go to the movies. You go to the movies during the day, at night you get out the house.
Where are you now? Are you in?
I'm in Inglewood. I'm in Inglewood in Los Angeles.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So
I'm in Florida.
Okay. Well, so are the theaters open there yet?
There are some open. They're limited capacity, but yes, pretty much Florida acts like they're just pretty much open. I mean, you still, you just kind of don't know what the hell's going on. And then the spring break came, and I'm like,
that's right.
What is going on?
So my friends are all posting like on Instagram. So I was like, are we back in 2019? It just looked like it was like I'm like, okay, so I guess so. And I love Florida. I miss being down there, but I was like, I'm not ready for that just yet. I'm here in LA. We're all trying to help together. But yeah, yes. I saw that in Florida. It's like, yeah, let's see that. So when you won the Golden Globe for Best Original Screenplay, did you even think the Oscars were possible in terms of nominations?
Well, I mean, you don't want to speculate, but you do read Variety and you read what people are saying. And I just feel blessed. I mean, honestly, I don't ever want to think, we're going to get an Oscar, or Aaron's going to get an Oscar. I mean, screenplay, I think, he got a Golden Globe.
I know, I think so too.
It's an amazing screenplay, amazing script, I should say. But no, I don't ever think, we're going to get an Oscar, because you know what? The more you get excited about something, and I just like to set my expectations, and then it's a golden goose. It's like, that happened. Yay. And I feel blessed to even get a nomination.
Yeah, I know. There's a lot of films out there, right? There's a lot of films they could choose from. Yeah.
And I honestly, I had not watched Nomadland before. And so when I was like, what is this movie? I mean, so most of the other ones I had watched, but you don't look at awards as, when you do a movie, your heart's so into it, right? and it's just a project, and you realize we've left that a while ago.
Right.
And then now it's coming along, even though we released it later in October. But no, I just look at any kind of nomination as, hey, good job. And to the whole team, cast, crew, everybody put their heart and soul in, and especially Tyler Thompson, who put the whole deal together. And of course, Aaron Sorkin.
Yes, Tyler, Aaron, all you guys. Just congratulations on that, and good luck. And I don't know how they're going to do the Oscars this year yet. I know I think it's good. I don't know what's happening there, but either way, it should be interesting nights. It should be very interesting.
Yeah, it will. I don't know either. I've kind of been hearing through the grapevine they might open up it a little bit. I mean, the Grammys kind of showed up strong, so let's see.
Yeah, I'm curious. I'm very curious. So okay, so how long? Because you've done so much. How long have you been in the business?
So I got in the business in 2006.
Okay.
I produced my first movie called Man in the Chair with Christopher Plummer. I was actually, I was lucky. I put together the financing, and then I had a great director who happened to be my brother. And I got to play a little part with Christopher Plummer. And honestly, after that day, I was hooked. Even though I will go back, when I was in high school, I always wanted to kind of be in acting and singing, and we'll go into the singing later, but I just really loved it. And my brother was like, do you know, Sarah, the average actor makes $2,000 a month. And like, he gave me this older brother lecture.
I love it.
I'm the youngest of 8. And so I'm listening. He was gone before I even was born. And then he comes back and he's like, you know. And so I listened to my brother, who was in the business.
Yeah.
No less.
That's right. I love it. I do. I love it. Okay, so what is one thing about Christopher Plummer that we would maybe that you get to discover while you worked with him?
I think the sweetest thing about him is he's so generous with time. He was very kind, and he also loves his wife. He made so much. God rest his soul, rest in peace.
Yeah, I don't say rest in peace.
But he still loves his wife. Of course, he's in heaven loving his wife. And I'm just saying, he was so kind with his time, and he would always call his wife, and they are always in constant communication, and that he never had a cell phone. So he always used a landline. No, when I knew him, he never had a cell phone. So that's the funny part. I had his home phone number. It's crazy, right? At one time, he was trying to track me down. He actually called my mom to get my number because he had lost my cell number. So he looked up my mother's name.
Wait a minute. Your mother's at home. Whatever doing at home. And Christopher Plummer calls her house.
Yes.
Is your mom in Idaho still?
Yes.
Okay, that's like never. I mean, that's like never happens to anybody. That is crazy. So please.
True story. And how he figured out her number, but everything's listed in Idaho. It was back in, they still had the little bit of it wasn't so much internet going on. So he called her, and she was like, yeah, I have her number.
That's hilarious. Oh my God, that's hilarious. I love that.
It made her day.
Oh, well, anybody who knows who he is, obviously, would be like, this is kind of like, come on, he was a legend. So that's great. That's great. Okay, so for acting, what is it about acting? What does it feed you with?
It's a very good question. So when I act, I feel very vulnerable. And it brings out an instinct in me that it's almost a little uncomfortable, but then it also lets you play. It's like, I have this little box I'm in, but I can go play here, or I go there, or I go there. And then you can do so many different things, and you don't have to be this person. You just go with it. And I love the different takes. If you get a couple, 2 or 3 takes, you can play them different every time.
Yeah.
So it's being somebody else. I'm not Sarah Schroeder anymore. I'm the person that's in the script, the character.
Yeah. You get to put on camouflage.
Yeah.
right? And you get to become whatever it is you're needed to become. That's it. And I've done some acting here. I mean, not to the caliber of you, but I've done a few things here and there. And that is kind of fun to play somebody else, just to go and play someone else. It's just no apologies, no nothing. It's just you're playing what they want you to play.
Yeah, and you have fun. I mean, it's fun.
It is fun.
One of my mentors, well, I'll let you ask, but one of my mentors is Gena Rowlands, and she's amazing. And she once told me, she's like, just have fun and play it different every time. And I think that really stuck with me.
And you said Gena Rowlands again. Okay, first of all, do you ever pinch yourself? Because I mean, every once in a while, because I interview people all the time, and some of them are really big names, and I do pinch myself and go, okay, I just talked to so and so, and I have, like I said, I have their phone number, or we actually became friends a little bit, off camera. I'm like, do you ever pinch yourself and go, I work with Christopher Plummer, Gena Rowlands is my man. Like, do you ever just like pinch yourself?
Yes, all the time. I feel blessed. I'm pinching myself right now because I'm on with you.
I like that. But no, because we're in this business that, we know this, and people out there may know this too. There's thousands of people who do what we do and don't get a chance, or struggling or trying to get where we are, or trying to get even past where we are, or trying to get to even half of where we are. And I always feel for them. I'm always rooting for them. It's like, yeah, you can do it. But I know how blessed I am. So I'm sure you feel the same way.
I certainly do. Yes, for sure. And I do. There's so many talented people that just can't get a leg up, or you just need that chance.
You do.
You really do. And so we both, I feel blessed too. I Am Ready, your song.
Oh my God, that's my song. Oh my God.
Oh my gosh, I love that. I could listen to that every day.
You just
I am ready.
That was my first song ever, Sarah, that I ever wrote and put out. And now I'm working on my 7th album right now, but that was my first song I ever did.
Well, I've listened to a few of yours.
Oh my God, thank you.
Looking for the Light.
Yes. Oh my God, you do it. Oh my God, you just made my day. Oh my God.
And Tanya.
Yeah, the latest one. That's for my sister. It was her birthday, so I wrote a song for her.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, I loved it. I listened to it. I was like, I could get up and listen to I Am Ready every morning.
Oh my God. That's what it's for. People like to motivate people. That's what it's for. Oh my God.
100% awesomeness.
Oh, thank you. Oh my God, just made my day. I'm totally thrown off all of a sudden. Like, thank you. I do. I love it. And let's talk music. I love music. I chose that there's some ways I can only express myself, which is through music. Like there's certain ways you can express yourself through acting, through writing. This is I do through music. So you're also songwriter, singer. When did you start doing music?
When I was really little. My mom was like, you're going to church choir whether you like it or not.
Oh, buddy, I love it. Yes.
Yeah, so I was really little. And then, like I said, I was the youngest of 8. And so my mom and dad had 4 boys and then 4 girls. Like they just had nothing else to do but just have kids. And they were in Idaho. So, not much to do in the winter.
I come from a big family too. I know how it is.
So you do?
Yeah,
okay.
I do.
Yeah, so you get it. And then my dad was a mortician.
Oh.
So yeah,
wow.
And there's that. Yeah. So he used to actually go ahead, sorry.
Did you watch 6 Feet Under?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I was like, yeah.
Yes,
sure.
I watched it. I watched it later, not when it was first out, but I watched it later. But yeah, Michael C. Hall, and then I went to Dexter. Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah. Okay. So you're saying, because you're saying, you're.
Oh, my dad was a mortician, and he would we take us down to the retirement homes, and us 4 girls were the entertainment. So we would sing and dance, and we'd bring our little jukebox, and he was like, I'm going to drop them off for 2 or 3 hours. I don't have time for them. And it's good for the community. So we would go down and we would sing songs and we would entertain, and they loved it. They were so happy to have people come. So yeah, that's in my EPK. We talk about that, and everybody's kind of surprised by that, but that literally happened a lot.
Well, what a great training ground though, about performing in front of people. Just performing in front of people. Because I know a lot of my friends that was they had the talent, they knew they wanted to do it, but it was the performance part that was the anxiety ridden part for them. At least for you, y'all just younger, you were already, and you had your sisters with you, so you weren't alone up there. You were able to entertain and to get that experience.
It was really fun, to be honest. We had great times.
Yeah. Are your sisters still doing any singing at all or anything, or the business around?
No, they don't really. One's a nurse. One works at an eye doctor, but they didn't really sing much. But it was just more about the family and really helping the community. And then I just loved it. I kept going with the church choir, and then there for a while I didn't sing. So there's some ebb and flows in your life. You go in different directions. So
that's true. So okay, so there's the acting, but so when did the singing kind of? Because how are you managing those two things?
Well, they came together. So we filmed the movie Not Alone, and Not Alone, and then we wrote a song for the end credits. My husband I wrote the lyrics with him, and he does more of the music side. And then we have a phenomenal producer, Chico Bennett. He's awesome, and Steve's awesome. So we put this song together. And we put it at the end credits. And then I had Regina Daniels watch the movie. And she liked the movie a really lot. But you know what she loved? The music. And she's like, oh, Sarah, you have to make more songs. You have to record more songs. I'm taking you out. And she was just really a really advocate. She was like, you really need to. And my husband had told me for years, Sarah, you really should sing more. And I was like, well, I'm acting. I'm trying to act. How many roles you got to sing and act. So anyway, at the end of the day, I ended up recording 2 more songs. I'm getting ready to do a 4th one. And during COVID, we actually filmed 2 music videos.
Very good.
Yeah.
Can you see yourself doing an album one day?
For sure. I'm already working on it, baby.
Yeah, good.
I'm with you.
Good. I will stream it. I will buy it. I will support it. I will definitely do that.
Thank you.
But I mean, I did, because people understand this again. We write our songs, you get the music. I love the whole process, like a puzzle. I love the process. I love when the lyrics come together, and then and then the vocal comes together. I dream melodies sometimes. I'll be in bed and I'll dream a melody. I'm like, I don't know what that is, but I'll hum it into the phone. I'll have my little voice recorder app on my phone. I'm like, okay, it's 2 a.m. I go to sleep, and then later.
Love that.
I do that sometimes. They come to me. It's divine intervention. The songs come to me. So for you, how the songs come to you?
It's funny you say that, because I have done that many times in the middle of the night. Had my little voice memo and I sing it, and I'm like, and then the next morning I'm like, does that really make sense? And most of the time it does, right? I mean, and it's interesting because I listened to something that you were talking, I don't remember what it was, but you write kind of like a poem. I tend to do that too. But then lyrically you have to go put it into the melody and all of that. But I'm lucky that I have 2 really great partners that I'm really good at lyrics, and then I'm really good I'll sing it out. But, I don't always do exactly the melody. But then when I get into it with them, us 3 we all have our talents. But I use life experience a lot, like Betrayal that I wrote. It was a really hard time in my life. And when I wrote it and then I ended up recording it, it healed me. And I'm hoping it'll heal other people, because I think that's the reason you make music, is to affect people, right?
Yes. It's talking about being vulnerable. That's the thing about music too. I had to remind myself to not censor myself, not go, well, should I write about that? Or should I say this? And I was like, no, just write it out, record it, whatever. You can decide if you want to release it later to the public. You can do whatever you want later. But it was like the process, do not censor myself during the process. Let what's coming through come through. I'm the conduit to whatever is, whatever you believe in at home, folks. I'm the conduit. So get it on paper or type it, or whatever you're doing, whatever. I just say paper because I'm old, but typing it, and then let it happen. And then you can decide later if you want to release it or not. But you're being vulnerable when you do songs, right?
100%. You basically said what I feel. I 100% agree with you. You have to be vulnerable, and you can't censor yourself. You can't be in this business and sing and censor yourself. You have to let it all out. And and that makes a good song.
It does, and it really does. And I know so many talented friends of mine who are, and now you're one of them too. They're singers and songwriters, I mean, they're putting out really just great music. I mean, I'm rooting for everybody because it's not. Again, I do it because it's fun. I mean, I've had some success, but I mean, I'm having fun with it. Which I said earlier, it is about that. I have 3 songs working on right now. 2 are collaborations. They're fun. They're just like, why not? It's another outlet to be creative. And people want content right now. They want content. They want food. They want music. They want TV shows. They want stuff.
I agree, 100%. They need stuff. I mean, we're watching old stuff on movies. I look at sometimes the streaming. I'm like, I can't find anything. Well, usually TV, I can find something new, but movies, very, very rare. And songs, it's great when I hear a new song, and especially uplifting ones like yours. And I like the uplifting ones. So yeah, it's great.
So you've done some modeling too, correct, in your past?
Yes.
How do you describe modeling? I mean, it's one of those things that everybody thinks they know what it is, but I'm just kind of curious for you. How was it for you?
I mean, for me, I don't want to offend anybody, but it was boring. You could cut. I mean, I don't mean to be rude, but I just need to be more stimulated. And I did it when I was really young, and I to walk the runway and to change in to swimsuits or this and that. I found like my mind wasn't stimulated enough. Not that I never made it to a top level, because I didn't. And when I was just like, I'm over it. I need to like go back to finance school. I just wanted to do more. I just need to be more active. So for me, I just found it just wasn't for me. But I made money doing it, and I was over in Australia playing basketball. I played pro ball after college 1 year, and so I did it to make a little extra money because they didn't pay us much. But so for me, it wasn't a good fit. But I have a niece that's a supermodel, and she's been amazing. She loves it. She's traveled all over the world. I didn't have that experience, so that one wasn't for me.
But let's go to the part you were in basketball. You were playing basketball in Australia.
Yes.
Okay, how did that? Your life is so interesting. It's like, okay, how did that happen? I mean, that's like not common. Okay.
Well, I played in college. I played since I was in 3rd grade. I mean, all our family played, and luckily I had amazing coaches that pushed us. And then I got a scholarship. I went to college. And then after college, I got an opportunity to play over in Perth, Australia for the Perth Eagles. And they take 2 Americans. And so I went over there very young, very raw. And and most people don't even know this. Women play with a different size ball.
Oh, I know that.
Did you know that?
No, did not
90% of people don't know that. So in Australia, they play with the men's size ball, but in the US, they have a women's ball and then a men's ball. So anyway, I had to switch back, and that was an interesting thing. And then I'm in bloomers, and I'm like, oh my God, this is really weird. Where's the shorts? So it's just interesting.
Wow. Okay, so living abroad, I've lived across the country, but I've never lived outside the country. What is one thing that sticks out to you when you were living in Perth?
Well, the beaches were phenomenal.
Really? Okay.
Incredible. The weirdest thing was the difference in food. Like, it was just, if you wanted to talk about an awkward thing, food was different. But the beaches, the people, I mean, Australians are the nicest people.
They are. I love Australians.
I just like to listen to them, and every day is a party. They're like, oh, come over, let's have a party. I'm like, I'm playing basketball. I cannot drink every night like you guys.
Right. They're so great. And Australians, there's a lot of Australians here in Los Angeles. I mean, they're working in Hollywood.
For sure.
And they're all just so laid back. They're mostly because they're the kind of the bad cousins to the English or whatever. They're more fun. Like, they're more fun. They're more laid back. The English are very proper and British. They're like, we're Australian. We're way down at the end of the world. Their Christmas is warm. I kind of like, that kind of stuff. It's like, it's all upside down. So, no, down under.
Yeah, we're down under. We got it.
We got it. They seem to just laid back and like, it's fine. And so that's very cool. That's a great experience. What is one thing people should know about living abroad as an American?
That I want to know about?
That people should know about, that you learned.
People should know about.
What
Driving on the wrong side of the road was awkward.
Ooh, that's scary, isn't it? That's scary to me. I was like, oh, they're coming
Yeah.
at us. Yeah.
And I think that was the biggest thing. And then the bus system was really good there. But I drove, which on the wrong side, and then they have all these roundabouts, which at that time, that I hadn't seen many of those in Idaho. So
Not in Coeur d'Alene or anywhere. You've never seen them there? No, I've never seen there.
I mean, most people think we're in horse and buggy there, but we're not. But I'm just so driving on the wrong side.
I know Idaho. Ironically, I have a brother who lives in Spokane with my stepmom, and so I've been up there many times, and I've been to Idaho many times right across the way. So I do. I like
Coeur d'Alene.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. I do. But yeah, so you saw roundabouts, wrong side of the road, which that scared the crap out of me the first time I went through that.
Rue guards.
Which one?
Rue guards. Sorry. Did you see the rue? I mean, for me, everybody had these rue guards, kangaroo guards, and I'm like, and then you're driving down a highway and you see all these kangaroos. So that's the other thing, was very random, and everybody had these. I was like, what's a rue guard? And he's like, yeah, you're gonna get hit by a kangaroo.
Yes.
Yeah. So that was another unique.
They're everywhere.
They're everywhere.
Seriously, they're everywhere, folks. I mean, you know them. So everybody at home, they're everywhere. That's what you'll see a kangaroo. You'll see a kangaroo. Don't worry. You'll see a few. You have nothing to worry about. You will definitely see them. That's crazy. Would you ever want to do a musical to combine the both of acting? Yeah.
I mean, seriously?
Yes.
I mean, yes. Judy, amazing. I mean, Renee Zellweger, that role of a lifetime. Of course, I would do that in a heartbeat. I would love it.
Are there any musicals that are some of your faves that are out there?
Say that again. I didn't hear you.
Are there any musicals that you love?
Oh, I love Judy.
Yeah.
There's so many.
Well, like for me, I'm a big Family Opera fan. I'm a big chorus line. I like stories that have an arc. I'm a big arc person. I like Hamilton, of course. Watch that 10,000 times.
Hamilton was unbelievable. Yeah, of course.
Amazing. It was amazing.
History. Yeah.
Yes. Oh yeah. No, definitely. I mean, I've seen things like from Pippin to Evita. I mean, I've seen a lot of different ones, but I love music. One day I want to write a musical. That's my goal.
Well, I will be in your musical when you write.
There we go. We have our dream. Both our dreams are fulfilled. No, seriously, that's one of my goals. I've done a soundtrack, and I did 2 soundtracks. I think I'm leading my way to getting to a musical.
Well, I actually have a friend who's a Tony Award winning producer, so I can connect you to.
Oh, please do. No, thank you. I love that. I just love because it combines acting and singing, and songs for the story, where they tell a story. It's a great way of communication, I think, a fun way of communication. It also can evoke emotion, deep emotion. I think it's and when you said you're a singer and also you're an actress, I'm like, that has to be in your future at some point. A musical has to be in your future. It has to be in your future.
100%. I mean, everybody loves Phantom of the Opera, and then I love Tootsie, even though it was just it was both. It was great. I mean, I laughed. It was just cute. So I like cute, and I also go clear back to Phantom and Les Mis and all of them. You have to.
Yes, definitely. I do. I love those.
And what about Rock of Ages?
Oh, I love that. Was so good. It was so much fun. It was so much fun. Oh my god.
Yeah, when you're standing up at the end and everybody's dancing in the crowd.
I know, and I love rock music. I mean, I'm a big fan. But I can't wait till the stage comes back anyway. I'm a big, huge stage person. I love being on stage. I love watching stage. I can't wait till that comes back.
Yeah, I loved it too. I can't wait either. We always would go to New York and book show after show after show, and yeah, I miss that.
I do, and I just feel like there's a lot of people out there who are ready to go see some live theater. I miss concerts. I miss a lot of. Who are some of your favorite singers?
Oh, my all-time favorite is Whitney Houston.
Oh, okay.
She's my all-time favorite, like who's passed away. I love Lady Gaga. I love Celine Dion. I love Adele. I mean, I love the Beatles. I mean, who doesn't love the Beatles? Not every song, but I like the Beatles. But as a single, like a singer, those are probably one of my top for sure. And if I want to go real old school, Judy Garland is, I loved her, and
Whitney. I mean, Whitney had a really great voice. I mean, I know all the other stuff that happened in the world, but it was like, remember, she had a great voice, and I remember even listening to "I Will Always Love You." That song is pitch perfect. There's not a wrong note in it. I mean, it really, when you listen to it, there's not a wrong note in it.
No, there isn't. And I love to sing that, "I Will Always Love You." And that last crescendo up, yes. I mean, I have to be warmed up to all get out. And I mean, and I'm still like praying I'm hitting it, she's amazing. And if I do it once or twice, kind of close, I'm just like, thank you. But she's so good. And so that is one of my favorite songs. And I actually worked with my coach on that song for months. And I was like, okay. And he's like, you have to switch to another song. I think you're to your peak there, and we're good. Let's switch. So we switched to another song. But that's my all-time favorite. So that you mentioned, that's very sweet. She's amazing.
Oh, she's amazing. And we mentioned Celine Dion. I saw her in concert several times, the Coliseum in Vegas. And I always say she sounds effortless when she sings. It just sounds like she just opens her mouth and the vocals just come out. I mean, again, another pitch perfect singer. Her voice is just it's just so powerful and booming. And this little woman was like powerful, booming. It just sounds like she just opens her mouth and butterflies come out or whatever. I don't know what. I mean, it's like some things you can tell they're really trying to hit that note, and it's nothing wrong with that. But you just can tell that they're working really hard. So she just walks around with her mouth, and just magic happens. I don't know.
Yeah. Her body is an instrument.
Seriously, I mean, like it's. I'm a big Barbra Streisand fan, so same difference. I'm just like these women can just do these powerful vocals. And so I tell people, remember, Whitney Houston had good vocals. That was her thing. She had a great voice. In her upbeat songs, her slow songs, Greatest Love of All, which was one of her early hits. Again, another great song. I mean, Jimmy Almost Have It All, So Emotional. I mean, she has a million hits that were all this. They literally were a soundtrack to our lives. I mean, they were soundtracks to our lives, and they were all great, vocally great songs. We can't.
Yeah, and gospel music too.
Preacher's Wife, that soundtrack, and she can hold her own because her mom's Sissy Houston. Dionne Warwick's her cousin. I mean, like again, surrounded by family royalty that can sing. I mean, it's just like they can sing.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of great. But like you said, and Lady Gaga, another person, talented pianist, talented songwriter. I mean, very artful. I mean, she has the whole package. The whole package.
She has the whole package. We actually saw her in Vegas in it was October before COVID. We were there when she fell off the stage.
You were there at that. You were at that. Oh yes.
Yeah. My heart stopped. I was like, oh my gosh, is she gonna be okay? She fell 6 feet. No, I know. I was like, whoa. Anyway, she got up and was a pro. I'm telling you, amazing.
Yes. I love it. So what's next for you these days? What's next? I mean, you're coming off some great successes, some great films. The company is doing great. What's next?
So next is we're going to release the two videos that we shot in October and finished up. One's called "Look to the Stars." Okay. Have you seen it? Did you get a sneak peek? Oh, well, I'm going to need your email.
Yes, I'll give my email. I think I can get a sneak peek. I want a sneak peek.
Peek. And then the next one's going to be Betrayal. And then we're writing a new song called On the Wire that I'm just waiting to get back to LA to finish it up and record it. Chico's like, oh, when are you coming back? I'm like, when you're open.
Yeah, I know, right? I know. Well, we're starting to. I'm getting my first vaccination in a couple days, so we're all getting our vaccine. We're trying to get things back open again. They're opening things a little bit out here.
No, I heard it's getting better, so that's great. And I don't want to bring that up anymore, but it's good. I mean, everybody needs to stay safe. But and then we're looking at a couple other movie projects, and we're getting ready to release Not Alone. We've been, shopping that around, and it's getting a lot of press.
Good.
And yeah, I'm just looking at different projects here and there, and writing more music, and I'm ready. I will tell you, to talk about the music video and acting, I felt so free when I did that. Because one thing, I was kind of alone, but it's so freeing. There's no blocking, there's no lines, except the song,
right,
but you can move free, and you'll see what I mean when you watch the video. But I love that. It's just like, oh my God.
I know, it's so much fun. I love being in this business. I can tell you too. I mean, it's just I wouldn't be doing anything else. There's nothing else I want to do. I want to be in this business until I can't do it anymore, so to speak. I mean, I chose this later in life, and I'm glad I chose it.
I'm so with you, and I love it. Maybe we'll do a song together someday.
I love that. Oh, there we go. I love that. I love collaboration. I do. I love it.
I do too.
You have a song? I'll come in and do some spoken word to it or whatever. I'll do something. What do you want to do? I love it. I'm your new fan. I'm your new #1 fan, Sarah. So, and just be warned. I'm gonna follow you on social media and everything. So I'll be stalking you, I guess, in a good way. In a good way. But thank you so much for your time. Thank you for coming on the show. You're welcome back anytime for any projects you want to talk about. Welcome anytime.
You're so sweet, and thank you for your time. You're awesome. You're easy to talk to, and I already follow you on social media. So there you go.
Thank you. I love it. And so good luck again. Good luck with the film at the Oscars and at the American Cinema Editor Awards. Either way, you're a winner already. I mean, you guys are a winner already. I mean, all the nominations, you're a winner already with that. Because again, there's a lot of films out there who don't get nominations either. So the fact you got nominations, got recognized for the good work, that's good.
I'm pinching myself.
No, I don't blame you. So where can they find your company, and where can they find you?
I'm on Double Infinity Productions. My Instagram is Sarah Schroeder-Matzkin. My Facebook is Sarah Schroeder-Matzkin. And I'm on IMDb all over. And the YouTube, I have a YouTube channel that's under Sarah Schroeder-Matzkin too. You can find it under both, but Sarah Schroeder-Matzkin or Sarah Schroeder. Sarah Schroeder, it's a long story, but just look under Sarah Schroeder. My YouTube channel is under Sarah Schroeder.
Someone on Twitter, someone has my name or whatever, and I'm like, they have like 1 follower. It's like, so I had to add a 1 to my name. Like, well, everything else is James Lott Jr. everywhere. So folks at home, it's James Lott Jr. everywhere. But one on Twitter, it's James Jr. 1. And I reached out to them, and they're not answering back.
That's what happened to me on YouTube, and someone actually put my name in their video and a picture of us on the red carpet, but YouTube did take it down. So we changed it to Sarah Schroeder. Yeah, they did. You have to complain. It took like 10 days, but they did do a good job. But that's why the name's a little different. But the YouTube channel has the EPK and the Not Alone official trailer. But the video is coming soon from Kelly. Kelly K. I love her.
I love me some Kelly. Kelly K. We go way back. She and I go way back. I love me some Kelly K. So I'm glad she introduced me to you. So this is great. So thanks to her. Follow me where all James Lott Juniors are sold at James Lott Jr. on all social media platforms. And I'm on TikTok too, folks. I'm a TikTok star apparently. So go see what I'm talking about over there. That's about the randomest things, but it's all good fun and it's all positive. So go ahead and check me out there, of course. And of course, this is JLJ Media, my online network that I started last year. It's doing very well for us. I'm very excited. So thanks to everybody who watches a video or downloads one of my podcasts. We have over 35 shows ranging from Star Wars to soaps and everything in between. And of course, my music, as you mentioned, my music's everywhere where music is. And I have a SoundCloud page, James Lott Jr. Go there too. But please follow her, follow the company, follow me, follow our company. And we'll see you next time. Make sure you connect with people.